somebody needs to invest in their skills and training as well. And so it's really been, for me, one of the most rewarding things we've done. I think the sort of last piece of that is when somebody is, I always say, like, the best thing for any lawyer would be to become a client of somebody. You start to understand in ways that you never do when you're on the other side, and I think the same is true for training as well.
Liz?
Two pieces that I want to comment on. One is going back to the notion of one size doesn't fit all, and I think that's what we're talking about here when we're reconsidering, or at least talking about hiring criteria, what traditionally has been the hiring criteria. There may in fact be firms where the greatest predictor of success is that you went to a top 10 law school and were in the top 10% of your class and clerked for a federal judge. There may be that. But I think each firm has to develop what they see as their own predictor of success in that firm, and it will be different. It won't be one size fits all. And it's what we were talking about at Lunchmeet, the whole notion of what I call mining the biodata of your firm, of the successful people in your firm, to decide what is it that makes someone successful at Alston, Bird, or Skadden, or McKenna, or McCarthy. Because it is going to be very different, and so I do like that notion that people are getting away from just looking at the piece of paper and deciding on the 3.7 versus the 3.6 because it appears to be a good objective measure. I don't think it's that good of an objective measure. And on the second point, to the partner training, we started this year our first pilot, again, good word, coaching program for partners, because one of the skill sets that I think we don't always train lawyers on, whether it's coming out of law school or through the law firm, is the notion of business development. What does it mean to develop business? What does it mean to build relationships that lead to business? Because I think what often happens is people are a senior associate on December 31, January 1, they become a partner, and suddenly they don't have these skill sets that are usually expected of people who are partners. So we've had a very good experience in that coaching process, and it was decided to do it this way as a rollback because we could see where skill sets were definitely needed and then rolling them back to have them in place at an earlier point in time.
Since we are lucky enough to have an actual real-life associate with us on I wanted to turn to Yuri and ask a couple questions, and one is really practical, and that is, as an associate in the trenches, how would you best like to learn at this point in your career? When you look at PD initiatives and how training is delivered and how your ongoing experiential learning happens, what works best for you and your colleagues? And two, how do you react to the conversation about the move from lockstep to levels and your positive, negative, whatever, as you take that in and try to process that?
Okay. I think those kind of go hand in hand in a way, at least for me they do. I personally like to learn hands-on. And for me, and this is something that I've talked about with some of my fellow associates, is